Alright, at host place, studying some fossils. Of course, not getting into it too much, but just enough. And I rewatched the Eocene Shark lecture, and just reflecting. I already made a few Instagram videos talking about them and comparing, especially small curvatus versus small Snaggletooth, Miocene. Yeah, both of these are a dime a dozen, especially these rare ones, ones you have to buy. Man, why is it not focusing that good? Well, especially in my Instagram videos, you can see really well. These are really serrated, and this is a very similar sized curvatus. This is probably closer to an adult. So that might be why the serrations are more coarse, but they still have less serrations. But other than that, they're really similar. I mean, maybe this one has a little bit bigger root. Yeah, more. Well, you can't really. That's all like the same color. You can definitely see the root better on that. For some reason, the root connection is also bigger or deeper. I don't know why. But even the smaller ones, you can really tell. I mean, these are pretty primitive, or no, these are really primitive looking because they're really straight tip, not very serrated. I mean, serrated near the shoulder, but that tooth's a dime a dozen, especially that. Find these little ones, especially the lowers. That's like the only great lower Hemipristis I've ever found in 2014. And it has a little bit of serrations on that side, like 2 serrations in the middle. Can't really see it, but they're similar. But you can definitely tell this one, Miocene's more sophisticated, more serrations, overall more streamlined. And I mean, don't get me wrong. It's very interesting studying how these came about. There's a lower with some side serrations, because these came about because of the diversification of bony fish, it getting super warm in the early Eocene. I'm reading my notes I took from watching this again. Yeah, because it was mostly just those kind of sand tiger looking teeth that dominated until the early Eocene, when there's more prey, not just a bunch of fish that need to be caught. But I can't really see that. And you know, the bull sharks radiated, and the lamniforms with the serrations, and the Makos really took off. Yeah, radiation of bony fishes and inverts in the tropics, and then their temperate zones expanding all the way to the poles. There were no glaciers back then. No glaciers back then. Yeah, crustaceans, clams. Also, you know, you had those, you know, they weren't too common apparently, but they did well enough to stick around. Of course, you had Oligocene, the Archaeocene whales, Eocene, mostly a bunch of lamniforms. It wasn't until the Oligocene that the rhinoforms took over, or it became more abundant. But especially in the Oligocene, you had, I mean, even in the Eocene, you had these kinds of prey: the whales, porpoises, seals, sea lions, tunas, billfish, all the big sharks and rays. That favors big sharks. The more big prey there is, you need something keeping those in check. And these things apparently pounce because we had the big ones, or had the big ones. Of course, this is the only species, as far as I know. I think that's a lower, and this is an upper. So these had a lot of types of teeth and giant teeth. They're both coarsely serrated, lots of serrations. So this has a bigger root bulge, and from seeing pictures, this looks like an upper anterior. So, and it wasn't just Hemipristis, you also had Personification, giant 6-gill sharks, Makos, you can see in this lecture. The little dugongs and whales and all this stuff died out. We only had the smaller one. It grows up to like 8 feet. It's still impressive, don't get me wrong. But it's no coincidence that those lived and thrived when the whales, dugongs dominated. There's some big uppers, or big lowers. I mean, look at the general shape. There's no doubt these are more streamlined. Look at the snout, you look at the bigger fins, and you look at the tail, roughly the same size. That's bigger. That's better for cruising and swimming in bursts. That's what that's more efficient for. But if you're trying to chase prey all day, you're warm-blooded, it's more efficient to be more streamlined. I guess that's why they have a... Actually, I read up on this last night. They can't fold down their dorsal, but somehow it creates like a void and a pivot point, and they like push up against it, and it actually helps them. So you'd think this would get in the way, but it really doesn't. Yeah, both sleek, overall sleek, very sophisticated. They have dermal denticles to really cut through the water, kind of act like spoilers to the water. Just they're swimming side to side, kind of swimming an S shape. You know, the S waves kind of cancel each other out directionally, but with the propulsion of their tail, plus their dermal denticles and just being overall streamlined, they can just move forward with really great ease. You can see that in aquariums. Like, you're like, this is a cold-blooded animal? How is it swimming around so fast? But, yeah. There's another one that really has a lot of serrations. I think this might be a lower. I'm not sure. Yeah, don't get me wrong. You can't just look at one species when you're trying to get the big picture. Because there were, according to this talk, there were 11 1-1 giant sharks around the peak. And now there's only 4. But really, it's less than 4 because the ones around today are smaller than the ones back then. Let me try to find. Yeah, it's going on longer than I thought. Yeah, they're in decline. I know about that. Oh, here we go. Oh, go back. Okay, so early Miocene, you had 1 Hexanchus. This is all giant sharks. 2 Isurus, 2 Cosmopolitus, 0 great whites, 2 Carcarocles, probably the Meg and the chub, 1 Perotus, 2 Alopius threshers, 1 Hemipristis. No tiger shark, giant tiger shark yet. That was early Miocene. Early Plio, it looks like the only difference is you gained the great white, you lost the chub, lost both giant threshers. They probably got outcompeted. But yeah, early Plio, yeah, definitely. And you gained the tiger shark, but overall a net loss of 2. And then by today's standards, all you have are 2 Makos, long fin, short fin, great white, smaller than it used to be, and tiger shark. But tiger sharks are like freaks in nature. How big they are, they're super adaptable. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, this is not the end. You know, you understand the big picture of how Hemipristis rose and fell. I mean, gotta make those dentitions, you gotta work on the website. Just overall study sharks in more detail, because they're perfect predators. No doubt about that. That 10-minute mark. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Even Megs were super successful and thrived, and then they just disappeared from the same time the Hemis did. I should open this. They're not that precious. I mean, they are, but I can play with it. I can play around them. I really want to find another one like that, but that had to be a giant shark. Even though it's only 1.5 inches, I have a gut feeling it was at least like 20 feet long. And you barely find any hemis that big. And, I mean, sure, 1 inch equals 10 feet. That's probably true for lamniforms, but you look at tiger sharks, you know, the rule's not the same. You look at this, they're giant vertebrae. And there's no way 20 feet was their max size. They're eating dugongs. Well, probably mostly baby dugongs, but still. And then they just disappear while tiger sharks are still around. It just doesn't add up. I mean, there's no real way to prove that unless you find a whole specimen. It's like why people get so lusty over Megalodon and not Snaggletooth. Still a mystery. Yeah, get this big prey with lots of meat. I mean, of course nature's going to make something that will tear it up. Because nature just sustains itself. That's what it does. Alright. Here's a couple. There's the old Hemipristis, and here's the Florida Miocene. It's interesting because these have coarser serrations, but these have more serration. Like, somehow it's more efficient. I don't know. Even for the smaller ones, you can almost tell that these evolved from some kind of straight-toothed species, and these are the more sophisticated. That's the Florida species, that's from Africa. Of course, these big ones had to go extinct around 2 million years ago. Probably would have had jaws around the size of this table.